If you clicked on this video, it's a sign from the universe that a massive breakthrough is about to happen for you financially. Because in today's whiteboard session, I'm going to show you a simple 5-step process that's going to help you identify your limiting paradigms, beliefs, and habits, ultimately what's blocking you from that financial freedom, but most importantly, how to replace them with empowering paradigms, habits, and beliefs to create time, financial, and emotional freedom. Now, if this is your first time watching, my name's Justin Grimer and I'm a mindset coach. And I've been fortunate enough to work with over 2,000 clients in my past 8 years of coaching, and I was business partners with Bob Proctor for 6.5 years. But let's get into step 1. So if you've been studying personal development for quite some time and you haven't been able to actually apply the principles of success, that's what I specialize in, so give this page a like and a follow. Step 1 is identify. See, we have 2 parts to our mind. We have our conscious mind and we have our subconscious mind. Your conscious mind is your thinking mind, it is your intellectual mind. So for example, right now, this information is going from my conscious mind to your conscious mind. Your subconscious mind is your universal mind, it is your emotional mind. Just for a little bit of context, your conscious mind controls 2 to 4% of your results, perceptions, and behaviors, and your subconscious mind controls 96 to 98%. So if you're watching this right now because you feel like you have some money blocks and you've been studying personal development for quite some time, you've read books like Think and Grow Rich, The Power of Now, The Power of Awareness, maybe some Bob Proctor classics like You Were Born Rich, and on an intellectual level, in the 2 to 4% part of your mind, you know that you can be earning more than what you're earning. Yet in your subconscious mind, where your paradigm is held, and we want to remember that a paradigm is a multitude of habits stored in a section of our subconscious mind, and our paradigms are the primary cause of our results. Our paradigms control our productivity, they control our effectiveness, our paradigms control our ability to earn money, they control our relationships, they control our decision making, our confidence. Our paradigms control everything. And that's in the 96 to 98% part of our mind. So step 1 is identify. We want to identify where our subconscious conditioning is. And the best way to do this is by taking a pen and a paper and writing out in the present tense the situation exactly how you see it. So let's say, for example, if you're watching this right now and you're a business owner and your income is inconsistent, right? 1 month you're earning $15,000 a month, then you're earning $2,000 a month. Then the next month you're earning $20,000 and then nothing for 2 months. You will take a pen and a paper and you will write out that situation. You would say, my income is up and down. I am constantly sleeping in. I'm letting the outside conditions and circumstances control me. When things are good, I'm good. When things are bad, I'm not so good. I'm constantly worrying about money. Now, what are we doing when we do this? This is very important. Our outside is simply a reflection of what's going on inside of us. So if we want to know where our subconscious mind is conditioned, if we want to know where our paradigm is conditioned, all we need to do is take a look at our outside conditions and circumstances. So as what we're actually doing when we do this exercise, we're getting our paradigm on the page in front of us. Step 2 is highlight. So as what we want to do is literally take a highlighter and physically highlight all the non-productive beliefs and non-productive behaviors. I'm going to give you an example again. If you wrote out, my income is up and down, 1 month I'm earning $20,000 a month and the next I'm earning $2,000 a month, you would highlight that. 1 month I'm earning 20 and the next month I'm earning 2. If you wrote, for example, I'm constantly breaking promises to myself, I am inconsistent. 1 morning I wake up on time and then I sleep in for 2 days and then I wake up on time. I want you to literally physically highlight that. As what we're doing here, and this is very, very important, we're highlighting, we're literally putting our finger on the paradigm, we're highlighting our non-productive beliefs and our non-productive behaviors. Step 3, we want to write out the polar opposite in the present tense, the way we'd like to see the situation. So I'm going to go back to my example of sleeping in because it's a very powerful example. Let's say, for example, you wrote, I'm constantly breaking promises to myself. One day I'm 100%, the next day I'm at 50%. I'm always sleeping in. Well, that is no reflection of your potential, it's just a reflection of your present conditioning. So what is the polar opposite of that? Well, I'm so happy and grateful now that I wake up at 5 a.m. every morning, full of energy and full of life. As soon as my alarm goes off, I spring out of bed. Every day I'm becoming more consistent. My word is my bond. I always keep my word to myself, as every time I give myself a command, I follow it, okay? Now that's just an example that I made up off the top of my head, but that is the polar opposite of what we highlighted in step 2, writing it out the way we want to actually see the situation. Step 4, create a winner's image for yourself. Now, the way you do this is by going up to step 3, where you wrote out the polar opposite in the present tense, the way you want to see the situation, and you want to form them into a winner's image about a paragraph long. Now, I want to tell you a story that you're most definitely going to relate to. The first time Bob Proctor ever had me do this exercise, I was at a live event in 2015. And I sat there and I wrote out, I identified what was wrong, and I highlighted and I wrote out the polar opposite. There was like 15 things that I had listed that I had to work on. And I must have been sitting there looking like I'd seen a ghost, because Bob walked up to me and he said, you know, what's wrong? How can I help you? And I said, well, look at all these things that are holding me back. You know, I had sleeping in, I was lack of discipline, inconsistent, I was anxious, I was always letting the results control me. And he said, okay, cut that up. He said, do the exercise again. He said, but just write out the 5 things that are pressing the absolute most. So I did that, and he'd come back about 20 minutes later, and I had the 5 things, and then he took a highlighter and he highlighted the top 3 things. And he said, see, Justin, he said, you don't have to fix everything all at once. He said, those top 3 things are at the top for a reason. Obviously, they come to the top of your mind first, so they're holding you back the most. And when you shift those 3 things, half of the things below it, through the law of causation, will fix themselves. See, we get caught up in personal development so many times trying to fix everything. We're standing where we are, and we have big goals and we have big dreams, and we feel like there's 500 things holding us back, and we're trying to change those 500 things, and we never actually go deep enough. Where the truth is, if we take the 2 or 3 most pressing things that are holding us back and actually shift those ideas and shift our subconscious mind through the law of causation, a lot of those things below that will automatically fix themselves. And I'll give you an example, right? For me, I can still remember it was back in 2015. I was constantly sleeping in. I was breaking my word to myself. I had no discipline. I was inconsistent. I was constantly feeling anxious. And the first paradigm that I ever shifted, the first paradigm that I actually focused on and created a shift in my subconscious mind, and you'll kind of be able to pick this up now that I say it, because I always talk about it, was the time that I woke up, right? I created discipline around waking up at the exact same time every single day. Well, guess what? When I started waking up at the same time every single day, I had more time in the day, okay? I wasn't operating through mental hurry, so it became easy to be more consistent. My consistency was fixed, so I was no longer anxious, okay? So just shifting one paradigm helped a lot below it, okay? And the 5th and final step, and this is the step that most people are missing, is implementation. You want to remember this. The ideas only work when you work the ideas. When you write your winner's image out, okay, that image is simply in your conscious mind. It's in the 2 to 4% part of your mind. And the only way to turn an idea over to the 96 to 98% part of your mind is by disciplining your mind, so doing your affirmations and thinking about what you want to think about, and also creating winning behaviors. You have to be willing to make mistakes. You have to be willing to get uncomfortable. You have to be willing to fail your way forward. You actually have to adopt the person you want to become. You have to take your winner's image and you have to use your winner's image like your greatest accountability partner. Remember, there's no amount of reading and memorizing of personal development that will help you create a quantum leap. It's actually the understanding and applying.